All right, so let's go ahead and route to our controller. What I think I'm going to do is we're going to continue on this top layer for now. We're just going to start routing from one of these pins. And because this is going to be a really long trace, I'm actually kind of tempted to make these a little thicker. But, let's just leave it as it is for now and see how far we get. So this needs to get all the way to here. And then it has to go up in some way or fashion. And we'll figure out how that happens in just a little bit. But let's go ahead and connect. I think if we just go straight up, it's fine for now. Now this kind of board would be a great candidate for an auto router. And hopefully in the future, I'll be able to show you guys some of the really cool auto routing features that we have available in OrCAD X. But for now, we are treating this as a general design and routing tutorial. So let's just do everything manually for now. Okay, so there's one. Now we have this guy. Again, has to go all the way across, all the way to this last pin here. And then you can slide this down a little and connect each of these. I think one thing I'm going to do is in my preferences, if I go down into shortcuts and look at my add connect. So right now it's Ctrl W. Okay, we'll keep it as Ctrl W. I thought it was W for some reason, but because I occasionally switch between the slide and connect command, just wanted to make sure that I can quickly do that without having to click on the toolbar every time. So S to slide, Ctrl W to route. Easy peasy. Let's just finish up connecting all of these. Going to in my properties, let's turn off everything except for pins, vias, and the trace segments. There we go. That way it's just a little easier to route without accidentally selecting a component. Perfect. Fix this up a little. Alrighty, so we got two of these lines already coming all the way across. Turn on a bottom layer here. Most likely what will happen is we'll drop a via and go up on the bottom layer, just because, all of these green lines are already kind of blocking any sort of top layer traces going upwards. But dropping a via and going upwards, not a big deal. So let's just go ahead and continue on. I just realized I can turn off these layers because I don't need them. So I'll go ahead and route. And really it's because we organized everything so well with regards to the rows and columns, it's super, super easy to route. Really, it's just a exercise of clicking accurately now, rather than having to think too hard about how we route this. All right, we have one more row here. Let's go ahead and finish that up. Or excuse me, 2 more rows. So we'll finish those up really quickly. And then we'll worry about how do we connect all of these columns to this right here. Alrighty, so we've got all of our rows connected now. Just to get rid of all of these, Ratsnest here, what I think I'll do is add some connections here for ground and power. And really quickly, I think I'll also draw a shape for my power and ground layers. So let's do the ground layer first. And we want to do a polygon and more or less just kind of follow arcs, shapes, vertexes. Yep. So now if we start to draw polygon, we should be able to more or less copy this a shape here. Let's go ahead and draw a polygon conductor layer, ground layer, and just start outlining it. So once you have your snapping, it's very easy to just kind of follow these shapes around. Use your backspace to undo any mistakes that you make, like I just did. And, in this case, we just have to follow our conductor Keepin. And I'll show you guys how you can also create shapes using the paste special command. I just occasionally like to do these things manually. I don't know why. I can't even say I'm old school because I haven't been in the industry long enough to say that I'm old school, but sometimes you just learn to do things manually and that's how you do it. So we can always edit this shape later after the fact as well. So not a big deal if you mess up or make a little small mistake here or there. We can always fix it. Boom, there we go. All right, so this shape is now a conductor shape. It is on our ground layer. And it would be probably a good idea to connect it to the ground net, so rather than the dummy net. So now it's connected to the ground layer. And if we, or options, and let's rerun our DRC. So this is a pin. I would expect it to automatically connect. Unassigned shape. Dummy net. Okay, maybe that didn't go through. Let's try that again. Ground. There we go. So now you can see we have these thermal reliefs that connect to our ground power plane that's internal. This is just one of these mounting holes. And what we should be able to do is for these LEDs at the top here, where there's a ground pin, we should be able to drop a via straight to the ground plane. I'm just going to turn that off so we don't constantly highlight it. And then on our power plane, we'll do the same thing, except connected to our 5 volts. And then here we'll just have a smaller plane for our 3.3 volts, as that's just what's connecting to each of these, pins around our ICs and our microcontroller. If we were to, for example, take this conductor Keepin, we could also do a copy on it and then do an edit, paste special. And then we could paste that. Well, actually, maybe we can't select this one. But since we already drew this ground shape, we could take this ground shape, copy it, and do a right-click, paste special, and then paste this same ground shape onto our... let's just go ahead and do that. So snapping, make sure that's on. So we'll copy there, and then we'll do a right-click, paste special. And we want to do this on the power layer, shape use conductor. Don't care about manual voids. Let's just go ahead and plop it down there. And we now have a shape on the power layer. And we should be able to set its net to our plus 5 volts. Yeah, we're good to go. The ground layer just happens to be the same color as what I selected for my 5 volts connection. So let's change that to dark purple. Sounds pretty evil. I like that. So we turn on the power layer. There we go. So now we should be able to drop in all these vias and automatically connect everything we need here. So you know what? That's a little too dark. Let's go with a lighter color. So let's just start routing here. Drop a via. And there we go. Drop a via. Drop a via. And what I like to do also is just copy the trace and the via itself, and then do a copy. And let's see if the copy paste is working out. Yep, it is. So we can just paste this on each of these capacitors, and then we can paste it on each of the ground pins for the LEDs. Perfect. All right, and then we just need to connect up these 5 volt nets here to each of their respective pins. Alrighty, so we've finished up the LCD routing. I'm sorry, LED routing. And now if we look at our design summary here, so we've got DRC, let's go ahead and update that. And yeah, we have 55 unrouted nets left and 116 total unrouted connections from a grand total of 513. So we've already done almost 80% of the work in what feels like a fair amount of time. So yeah, let's just go ahead and keep chugging on.